5, 4,
Are we
3,
live?
2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, hey.
Are
5, 4, 3,
we
2,
live?
1. Ho, ho. Yes.
Oh, that was all I needed. Instead of all of the
I counted
look
down
at
and
me,
everything.
look at me, we're having a hoedown. You could have just said, yes, we're live. So a big hello to you. It's great to see you and I hope I find you well. And maybe you're seeing me in exceptionally clear O-vision. And it also means that blue is the right colour. And I don't have David Dickinson brown all over me. Welcome to DJ K666. Welcome to the Jenny Kirk membership. Great to have you aboard. And at the point that Zoe actually puts the chat up properly,
You want chat as well? My goodness.
So we've got Roobsters. Oh well, yeah.
I was checking that we were live.
Yeah. Roobsters Trains and Travels, Robert Becking, John Pinney, JTG Werewolf, Andrew L, Hermitage Road, 3B Rail, PN Motorsport Trains, Patrick Ling, Mike Lane, TT120, Gathering Mother Railway, AD Pullin, Hillside Junction, Harry Cedric, Harry, Awesome Bricks, Andy Friars Junction, Phil Yates, Caroline Rogers, Simon Trains Mother Railway Showcase, Chehalis Valley Rail Productions, Anthony Hill, Retro Rambles, Nick at Blishton High Level, OO Gauge Journey, JL Railways, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Little Britain, Darren J. Mould, Nick Gerolamo, Phil Metcalf, Oswestry Road TMD, Peachy TT120, Jordan Hunter, who says Falkirk Mother Railway Exhibition this year will be at the Forth Valley College in November instead of the Grangemouth Stadium. The dates are the 15th and 16th. Big hello to SR Signalman, Platform 7A, Phil Humphreys, Andy Stewart, RG Models 86 says TARDIS, that one doesn't count. Simon Pitcher, great to see you. Dean Fielding, Busby Junction, Zantec. There's loads of people in. It's great to see. We have invested in a new camera, which for some reason is now chopping the top of my head off.
That's because you moved after I'd set you up. See what I mean? This is what I have to deal with, guys.
So, teething troubles, but we've gone HD. Don't know what difference.
We're already HD.
Well, we've gone more HD. Oh dear. So, on the advice of Charlie at Chadwick Mother Railways, we've finally got a decent camera. All this costs money, mind. So, you know, it all comes in the fullness of time.
Yeah, things move incrementally.
Yeah. OO Gauge Journey says, oh, which camera are you using? It's a Logitech as well.
Logitech C920.
A Logitech C920. It's actually a really nice looking camera. It looks so much nicer than the garbage we were using before, which seemed so nice when we first got them.
There's nothing wrong with the ones we've been using.
Yeah, much clearer pictures, as Nick at Bletchley High Level. We will slowly replace the other ones around the loft. This actually gives a much wider picture as well. So I think it will be really good for some of the other cameras that show the layout. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew L. Very kindly donated $5 on
please don't feel.
Yeah, we're not fishing for money. Don't worry, we're not one of those YouTubers.
Yeah, please don't feel
thank
like
you so much for your generosity. It is appreciated. It says it costs money, you say. All right. Everything costs money these days, isn't
seriously, it? Seriously, we're not hinting or anything like that. We're not.
No, we're
that
not.
Kind of show. This is a show that is for you guys, not for us to try and make anything off.
This is your online model railway group. We've been going now for what, 6-7 years, something like that. And we're always here. We're always here for you. And Lee D. Holden says it looks so much better. Absolutely. Somebody else joined for me, says Andrew L, so I'll do it to say thanks. Oh, you're welcome. And Ham Shackleton says, Jenny isn't jaundiced now. Yeah, not jaundiced, and I certainly haven't been stood next to David Dickinson when he's been resprayed. Him and a Ford Cortina got the orange glow. So
you got the backlash, did you?
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some of the wealth of new models that have been announced. Last week, of course, we got the Bachmann main announcements coming up on Wednesday, but we got a sneak peek of a few bits and pieces. But first of all, I can tell she gets edgy. It's like,
I'm just
we're breaking from the
I'm just
routine.
setting it up ready. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so roll VT.
the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more with your host, broadcaster and model maker, Jennifer Kirk.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. Well, welcome back. Great to see you, and I hope you're all well. We've still got a few stragglers coming on in. Stevie Film says, Zoe, thank you for sending the Monday Club badge to NJ, New Jersey.
New Jersey, I think it is.
You're absolutely welcome. As we always say, we'll post anywhere in the world.
Yep.
However, obviously overseas sometimes takes a little bit longer.
To get
Oh
there,
my
but
word,
we'll
thank you so much. Stephen McLeay has very, very generously donated $5 New Zealand dollars on the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys, you're so generous. We got Craig at Iron Horse Railways, Dragon Junction Mark II, OO Gauge Journey, John Pinney, Jamie Smith. We've got loads of it. Ham Shackleton as well, whilst the credits were rolling. Says they've been here since Shed Chat.
I remember Shed Chat.
There's a name from the past, isn't it? Yeah, we started in the shed. Oh, thank you so much.
Goodness.
Simon Pitcher, incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Oh
wow!
So Simon Pitcher donated $19.99 on the super chat.
Goodness.
Thank you so much. Says get the cakes in to celebrate the new camera. And 3B Rail incredibly generously donated £10 on the super chat. Says evening Jenny and Zoe, a little something for the piggy bank. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. You're just so awesome. So OO Gauge Journey says was excited to receive my Monday Club badge in the post today. Now I
saw your photo on the Monday Club.
Yeah,
look good.
So what we will say is, we've said this before, I think it was last week or the week before, the green badges are now sold out. There are a few held back in case of any issues, and we may well start to release some of those this weekend.
Once I can be sure that they're not needed.
We understand. But over this weekend, first come, first served, there may be 1 or 2 green badges left, but we're moving over to the next batch. This is batch 3. These are in maroon. Well, it's actually like BR Crimson Lake was the colour I specified. So they will be available in person from the Monkey and myself. We'll be on the TMC stand this weekend. We will flit around and I will have a handful in my handbag. But yeah, £5, same great price, and also the same great range of benefits that they get you. So do check that out. As soon as Monday rolls around, they will go on general sale on the website. Retro Ramble says maroon or deep purple. No, it's Crimson Lake. Crimson Lake. Knockers Lane says this is not Pingu the Penguin. Must be the Monday Club. Hello all. Hello. Gandalf has wandered off with Zoe because there are actually biscuits in the house. Beth G says looking forward to the Doncaster show at the weekend. Now we will be there live streaming on the Saturday from the TMC stand, but it will be going out on TMC's YouTube channel, so you'll be able to catch us there. We will of course post links to the Facebook groups, but watch out for that. We're going to be doing our regular show live stream, always very, very popular. And we are taking the new camera. That's one of the other reasons that we got a new camera, because it really needs it for the shows. Patrick Ling asks, is purple the next badge colour? I don't know. We've only just brought out these. I haven't ordered the next ones. It sort of tempts fate to order them before you've sold any of the new ones.
She won't let me do the ones I want to do.
Yeah, Peachy.
Screaming pink.
Yeah, okay. Peachy TT120 says, whose stand, Jenny? TMC's stand. Next, in sort of sandwich, there's like a little bit of a love triangle. Peachy TT120's layout, TMC, and us squeezed in the middle. Oh, careful. We'll have Gandalf all over them.
Gandalf.
Down, Gandalf, down.
Gandalf was with me to get them. He chose them special.
Yeah.
These are Wizard's pick.
Yeah.
Wizard's choice.
Can I just say as well, he also appears to have eaten most of them.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, I had to test them for quality. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Wizard's choice. It would just be stuff I pointed at.
yes. Somebody might need to give me the finger because
Don't tempt your many detractors.
we will take the correct finger with us, but at the moment I can't range spank Gandalf with that. Maura King, big hello to you. Ravenheart, Wizards, what now? What? 57305 Northern Princess, great to see you. Hope you are well. Richard Knoll says, on the subject of last week's stream, I bought 3 pre-owned models, all for £90 plus each, which cost less than a brand new all best bells and whistles model. Now, we will be looking at, I've been sent some information by TMC, the model centre. They've got a range of Bachmann, I think they're mostly class 37s. I did spot class 20s in there, and we'll be taking a quick look at those later on. Jamie Smith, beverage of choice is Diet Coke, which it usually is round here. We don't drink the full fat stuff. I mean, I know I don't have the physique that looks like I stick to diet, but, you know, every little helps. I am actually at that age where I can metabolise fresh air into body mass. It'll come to most of you. So there we go. David J says, evening Jen, just want to say how much I enjoyed your review of the Ellis Clark Pullman coaches. They look absolutely amazing. I need a much bigger piggy bank though. Yeah, they were. I liken them to, you know, when you see things like Queen Victoria's childhood doll's house, the interior of them is that kind of bespoke craftsmanship quality. Really did blow me away. Incredible models. I just wish I could have kept them. But no, they were just loaners, but really incredible model. So big thank you to Clark Railworks for loaning us those for review. Today, Richard Knoll says a Hornby Class 31 from TMC is one of the models I bought. Yeah, there's some actually, for a lot of people, the Hornby Class 31 was pretty reasonable in its day. And I've got one knocking about somewhere. I Steadford Glenethal. Never pronounced it properly, but it still does me proud. Actually, it's the one as seen on GMRC, the Great Model Railway Challenge Series 2, the Regional Railways 31 that was chugging around on War of the Worlds. That was my locomotive. Still got it. And I'll be honest, still holds its own. I do have a Bachmann 31 as well, the new one. They're really good, but I'm not getting rid of the Hornby one anytime soon. And what it means is that for those of you on a budget, then it's quite possible to get some good deals out there. Thank you so much, SR Signalman, very kindly donating £10. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you so much, you guys. Equipment upgrades. Costy says, here's a tip. Love the channel. My Monday evenings with the Monday Club. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. You're so generous tonight. Last week, actually, we had a plethora of new announcements, and I did know the Rapido ones in advance. Now, Andy at Rapido very kindly sends the channels the press releases about a week or so in advance.
Yeah.
So I'm then going,
and then we have to just sit on it because that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Certainly. Right on Track says, can you get a Blue Peter style target setter? No, I always hate those YouTube channels that spend the entire live streams fishing for money. So it's not something I don't think we'd feel comfortable doing that.
I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable.
But you know, we're always incredibly humbled by you guys' generosity. I know a lot of people have sent locomotives, rolling stock, and buildings and all sorts into the channel. And we do run them on the layout. We do try and incorporate the scenic stuff as well in, but it's like you don't have to. That's what I always say to people. You don't have to feel like you need to send stuff in.
Yep.
SHGP Media says, did the clubbers see the video I put out on Scale 3D figures? 25% off for the viewers of the video.
Oh my goodness.
When you add the code. I did see it in passing. It's been a very busy week, so I haven't had a lot of time to actually watch a lot of videos.
But if you want to add it in into the chat, that's perfectly fine.
B2000RO Toys channel says, hi Jenny and Zoe, my layout is almost done with ballasting and weathering now. I'm waiting for my Gauge Master Fowler starter set. Oh, those are the vehicles. They kind of follow a wire in the road. They're great. I keep seeing...
I need to get some of those.
Have you seen the one that I think it's at Miniature Wunderland, and they have a model of Monaco with the Formula One Grand Prix cars going around.
Oh wow.
And it's just amazing. Although somebody there put a motor and chassis on a Portaloo and had that whizzing around the Monaco Grand Prix. I thought it was hilarious.
I would watch that.
Yeah. 156 Andrew Shortbread Express. Hello to you. Ben Davis says, hello Jennifer. Out of Evolution Rapido Coach's new livery, what the top 3 going to sell the best? Number 1, the Highland Railway. 2, London South Western Railway. 3, Lancashire and Yorkshire. 4, Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway. 5, North Eastern Railway. And 6, GWR. I actually think the Midland Railway ones will sell the best. We've seen this through the Hatton's Genesis coaches. Midland Railway stroke the early LMS. It's a beautiful livery. And they seem to consistently sell out. As for other liveries, you mentioned London and South Western Railway. I'm seeing the Hornby ones actually kind of sticking in that livery. They're turning up in the sales, and I don't think that the Genesis coaches in that livery have fully sold through. I think the sleeper hits are going to be, for me, Great Central. And I think that's down to the fact that I've got Butler Henderson, the D11 director class, in Great Central livery. I've got an A5 in Great Central livery. I've got the Robinson 8K, which later became the 04 under the LNER and BR. I've got that one. I think it's 11. It's
something stopped.
One moment now. 1185. There we are.
Oh,
it's literally behind me. It's behind me.
It's behind you.
On the thing. I think North Eastern Railway will prove popular because we've had quite a few North Eastern Railway liveried locomotives made available to the market. But I think as well, Great Northern Railway and Highland Railway will do quite well. Lancashire and Yorkshire, it does look an interesting livery. I think the problem is that the only locomotives that have been released ready to run to go with those is we've had the Aspinall Radial. I think there's 3 different versions of that in Lancashire and Yorkshire. But some of them have been a little bit on the slow selling side. There was also the LNY, is it the Class 27, the Pug, little Puggy Poo. Daypole did one of those, possibly 2, in Lancashire and Yorkshire livery, but that's a long time ago. Richard Swiderski says, any news, Jenny? Back with a brew. Yeah, right, so...
Guess who's back?
The Cupboard Monkey is supposed to be finding the pictures of, I think, well, there was 2...
I will, while I'm doing this, I will.
So for me, let's start with the Rapido announcement.
Okay.
So we go to the TMC website.
Let me find where my mouse is.
Yeah, when you've got multiple monitors and a wireless mouse. The wireless mouse goes to sleep and disappears the pointer. And then when you're like trying to reactivate it, you're never quite sure which monitor it's on.
Yeah.
So I think first up we'll go Rapido. Now the Cali...
Can I just say one thing?
What?
Bring up that screen, would you please?
The big?
Yeah. How good does that look?
Yeah, the poacher ones, they're 1 to 8.
Look at that.
So they're 1/8 the size of the real cars. They really are quite incredible.
Right, we're looking for Rapido, aren't we?
Yeah, so whilst you're messing about, I'm going to bring up that screen. So what we want is the new announcements, the Caledonian 1, 2, 3. Now this is the model that I think it was Triang that first introduced it, I can see them there. There they are, in the list.
Caledonian.
Yeah, look there. So
Okay, bring them up then.
So we're going to go for the big screen. Could we actually move that across onto the small screen so I can see the chat? Because I can see somebody 156 Andrew
Oh my
Shortbread
goodness,
Express
thank you.
has very
Thank you.
kindly donated on the super chat £2. Thank you so much.
Have you just put that onto the main screen?
I haven't put the screen on yet.
Good, because I
So-
need to grab ups.
Okay. So just a little bit of fiddly.
Yeah, just a little bit of technical stuff. There we go.
Yes. Here in the Technodrome. So
On the
anyway.
techno trousers.
So, let's go over to the TMC website, and this is the Caledonian Railway single. It's an interesting locomotive. This was a one-off. It was built for an exhibition, and then used for a number of different applications, but never really. There were never any others. It was a class of one. And in a way, it was built to display at an exhibition. It was then used.
It was a concept car.
Well, kind of in a way, yeah. It had the air-powered sanding gear. Now, the singles, they could achieve some quite impressive speeds for the day, but quite hampered by only having one axle giving you grip. So they couldn't pull a huge amount. But this was helped by revolutionary air-powered sanding gear, which it really did increase the grip. And latterly, it was actually used as a pilot locomotive for Royal Trains. And what they used to do is they'd have this thing run through the route like loco, like about 10 to 15 minutes ahead of the Royal Train, to make sure there was no issues and to effectively clear the line for the Royal
That's
Train.
an interesting idea.
And it was a perfect locomotive for this task because it's very, very speedy, good acceleration and such like. Right, anyway.
Can I just, while we're on, remember this coach I was building last week?
Coal truck, yes.
Coal truck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm starting to paint it now, so it's all in black except for this one side where I've gone for Jenny Kirk green.
Jenny Kirk Green. That's not Jenny Kirk Green. Jenny Kirk Green is more. Well, actually, no. There, because I'll let
Jenny Kirk green. Shut up.
I'll let you into a secret. The Jenny Kirk logo, I paint it in a combination of Humbrol number 31, I think it is, for the lighter green, and either I think it's Humbrol number 3, which is the Brunswick green for the dark green.
I'm going to choose this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's the livery that everybody remembers
Yes.
from the days of Triang. So the £310 mark, I believe, is the factory fitted sound. We're looking at these on TMC's website, so you can find all of these available to pre-order. But that one, and I'm pointing over there, even though from your point of view it's just up there, but that's where the screen I'm looking at is. This livery is exquisite. Now, we've had the 828 class from Bachmann in this livery before, and it really does look superb. I've actually got one behind me.
I don't think everyone who wants this one is going to be wanting it because they remember it from Triang days. I think they're going to be getting this one because it looks damn good.
Yeah, I mean, Triang went through this phase. I think it was probably linked in a little bit with the rise, the first wave rise of nostalgia, and with steam locomotives after the withdrawal of steam on British Rail.
Yeah.
So Triang did this, and then there was the Dean Achilles class. Was it the GWR one? Which were actually really quite impressive for the day, but very long in the tooth. But now we've got a fully modern spec version coming from Rapido. Now, it features the same style of drive as Rapido did for their Great Northern Railway Stirling single. So actually, it runs as a 440. And the rearmost pony is geared to run at the appropriate speed matched with the big single drivers. So actually it's got 4 wheels that drive the model rather than just 2. And that really does help. I mean, it's not perfect on the Stirling single. It'll never pull a massive train. But definitely it's a really great idea. And I think this is going to be very, very popular. So can we go back?
Back to where?
To the other livery options.
Back to life. Back to the livery.
So there is factory sound, and there is just like DCC ready. Now there's the maroon one. I think this will prove quite popular as well.
Oh, that is a nice looking one. The red and gold.
Yeah, and this takes about
It's
so
very posh.
when the grouping happened in 1923, the LMS was very much driven with the influence of the Midland Railway. So you saw the Midland Railway liveries being applied on a whole host of different railway companies' locomotives, including the Caledonian Railway, London and North Western Railway, and such like. And it actually does suit a lot of locomotives. And that's one of the reasons I was saying with the Evolution coaches and the Genesis coaches before them, that these, they're going to sell really well because they're the perfect accompaniment to stuff like this. Yeah, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, LMS lined crimson, which in turn is actually derived from Midland Railway lined crimson.
Did they all just nick each other's ideas? Is that what's going on?
Well, no, because at the on the grouping of 1923, the major constituents of the LMS were the Midland Railway, who seemed to have the most influence, also the London and North Western Railway, which the previous year, 1922, had already amalgamated with the Lancashire and Yorkshire. So that's where the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway went. Other constituents, we had the Highland Railway, and we also had the Caledonian Railway, and the London, Tilbury and Southend Railway. For some reason, tiny little network, certainly not one of the biggest by any stretch of the imagination, but they also became part of, I think they amalgamated with the Midland Railway initially, and then obviously became part of the LMS. So really impressed with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the main screen. I think that's going to be a big seller. There's certain liveries, the Caledonian Blue, and I think as well, quite possibly, that LMS Crimson.
Oh, I think so.
Is going to be very popular. Now, the real locomotive survives. It had a very charmed existence and was withdrawn by the LMS and preserved. It was actually restored to steaming condition by BR to run rail tours, I think in 1950s into the 1960s. So it had a very charmed existence. Yes, Leslie Gilpin Railways, absolutely. The other LMS constituents were the Furness Railway and the North Staffordshire. Although the North Staffordshire Railway, not huge networks, really. The big players, I guess, were LMS, London and North Western Railway by extension, Lancashire and Yorkshire, Caledonian Railway, and I don't know, the Highland Railway. I wouldn't say they had a massive route mileage, but they sort of sprawled out over quite a large area. Now I'm trying to remember, Glasgow and South Western, did they go LNER or did they go LMS? We'll put a pin in that. North British, I believe North British, didn't they become part of the LNER? As did the Great North of Scotland. Glasgow and South Western Railway was with the LMS. So there's another one. They didn't do particularly well in terms of longevity of their locomotives. I think there's only one preserved Glasgow and South Western Railway locomotive. Now, Great North of Scotland Railway also didn't fare very well. I think is it the D40 is the only Great North of Scotland Railway locomotive that's preserved. Again, ripe for a preserved model being made. North British Railway did get absorbed into the LNER, says ESDV 42. Yes. Richard Brighton, behave yourself.
What's he done now?
It's like he's managed to cut out from copies of News of the World and the Sun the letters to make up, that's only the Midlands.
He's done well if he's managed to copy anything out of the News of the World.
Yeah, he has old copies set aside.
You have to, because it hasn't been around for a while.
Yes, he did stock up.
Just for this purpose.
Just for page 3.
There can be only Midland.
Ben Tullett says, wonder who will do an up-to-date GWR single-wheeler model. I'll be honest with you, I think single-wheelers are very much in the wheelhouse of Rapido. As the Cupboard Monkey finds the Class 74, I'll just talk a bit. The single, they've done the Sterling single, they're now doing the Cali single. I would not be surprised if they're also working on the Dean single and also the Midland Spinner. In terms of what they've done so far, I suspect. For some reason, this is interesting. The TMC website, when you type in, because I know Howard is probably watching, when you type in Class 74 into the search, it don't find any Class 74s. DJ K666 says the Class 74 is what got my attention. And Richard Gruter says, can you mention the hole in the Severn Valley Railway? Yeah, they've had a bit of a washout. We've had a lot of rain, and unfortunately, infrastructure's old, and by all accounts, and this isn't just the Severn Valley Railway, but a lot of railways are now suffering the legacy of cowboy builders. So I know the Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway suffered this issue. They had I think it was chicken curve they called it, but the rails kept slumping to one side and they'd kind of fit, and then it would slump again. And essentially, when they finally got the money to dig out the embankment and do a rebuild properly, what they discovered was the original geography of the ground was on a slope. And the railway builders, instead of actually keying the embankment into the ground by sort of digging almost like a cut-in to make its base keyed into firmer ground, the railway builders had just simply tipped stuff over the original turf. And they found a line of the original turf at the bottom of the embankment. And of course, then you get a plane where water can get in. And it's almost like a fault, a geographical fault, that makes it slide, and that is one of the problems.
So they were saving the work for the next day, weren't they?
Yeah.
They'd have to come back and fix it.
DJ K666 says the GWR network was notorious for landslips, as they just dumped the mounds of soil on top of the ground. Yeah, so, Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway, ex-GWR, totally. Right. Unfortunately, we've not been able to find the Class 74 on TMC's website. So, Howard, if you're watching, your search thing isn't turning it up. So we're going to have to go over
I'm sure it's there, I just can't find it.
Yeah, I think the search term, the obvious search term is not coming up. It's probably like man go, oh no! Because everybody's getting ready for the Doncaster show. So, right, anyway, I'm going to bring it up on the small screen. If the monkey can scroll up. Now, we've been wondering, have I not been speculating for a number of years? I would like to claim full credit on guessing this one.
You'd
correctly.
like to, but you can't.
The DJ models, Class 71, when that was first done, and like before I pissed it, people going, it doesn't have any of that left in it. Just bear with me. The Class 71 was originally done with an idea that I think through slides in the tooling, which when we went and visited the Daypole factory, they explained
the way they did it
how
was
this
amazing.
works to us, and it really is quite incredible. But the 71 was always designed to be able to, if you made the slides, to make the 74. It never happened. DJ Models did a runner. And
will never be forgotten for that.
Never forgotten for that. I mean, their legacy has caused so much aggro to the likes of KR Models, Acura Scale, and such like.
Yeah,
Cavalex, Revolution.
Anyone that came up after
anybody who came in afterwards has been dealing with fallout. Nothing to do with them.
No, but because they came in afterward, people are now like,
yeah,
oh.
and there's certain people who are like, oh, they're all the same. And it's like, no, they're not. But anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. So I have spoken to Graham Musprat, who has been working on this. And I kind of knew for a long time this was likely, and he must have hated talking to me because I kept going. So class 74. I don't know what you're talking about.
Never seen one, mate.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's finally broken cover, and I'm really pleased. It's like the final big diesel. I know it's an electro diesel, but diesel locomotive from the BR. Range of locomotives to actually break cover, and it's quite strange in a way that we haven't seen these when we have had some of these really wacky one-offs. Now, Gavin Blackburn said, London and North Western Railway DX goods class, very, very numerous, the most numerous mass-produced locomotive of all time. We need that as well. But Ben Tullett says also someone's driveway is also present where the Severn Valley Railway landslide has happened, so they need to get it made safe for both the railway and homeowners. Absolutely. Marcus Muggins says the class 71 to 74 rebuilding programme was quite extensive. Ended up costing more than completely new build locomotives, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they did. Was it 10 of them? Now, the class 7... Like, shut up, Richard Brighton. Behave yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to get any double-deckers at Doncaster. But
is that how you try to control the populace these days?
That's
Bribery.
I'm afraid that's how I control Richard Brighton, is with double-deckers. It's like, Richard Brighton likes double-deckers for the excellent sugar rush.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah, go on, you can jump higher than that. But the... I guess that if they'd have rebuilt more, they kind of got a handle on what they were doing. The problem was there just wasn't the traffic for them. The class 71s were, with the rise of multiple EMU units, work was just disappearing. Decline of freight, work was disappearing.
Yeah.
And the 74s were kind of a last gasp. I think in some respects there's a little bit of embarrassment at the fact that they spent all this money on the class 71s. They couldn't just withdraw and scrap them. They'd already done that with the 29s, the 21s, the 22s, the 23s. There was a lot of classes of locomotives. The class 17s, case in point, they bought loads off the drawing board and they turned out to be a big sack of festering poopy doopy.
Is that a technical term?
It is. So these were kind of inspired by the class 73 had been very successful. So this was that kind of an idea. And unfortunately, they had huge issues. And I think, in trying to convert them from an all-electric locomotive, on paper, might seem a nice idea. All your electricity is already there. Just add a diesel engine. Wasn't that simple. So they did 10 of them. And the problem was the engine had unreliability issues. I think it was problems with overheating, and also problems with getting it started. I don't think it was the most reliable of engines. So even whilst on paper, the class 74, I think had like 50 horsepower more than the class 73. So you'd have thought on paper these are the ones to have, but no, they were an utter nuisance. And I believe the last one, 74005, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that's the one of the ones that EFE Rail do, because that lasted, albeit in store. It was finally cut up, I think, in 1981. And it's quite interesting to see that these lasted into the early 80s, albeit in store. I think they were withdrawn en masse in 1977. But I think 74005 was just literally just switched off in fully working order. And it was kept hanging around because they thought that the RTC might make use of it, but they didn't. Richard Knoll says, if BR hadn't gone with further electrification, maybe they wouldn't have been in dire straits with beaching. And the problem with beaching was he'd
already made his mind up.
Well, the thing was, he had a brief, and he was basically the patsy for the pro-road lobby in government at the time to basically dispense with huge chunks of the network in favour of
road, which they all had shares in.
Yeah, Marples, the crook, basically saw it as a great way to trouser lots of money. Yeah, Ernest Marples, that crook, who then did a runner owing lots of tax money. So,
What a surprise!
how did that work out for the country?
What a surprise!
But yeah, anyway, so we're wittering on about the 74. Yeah, Marples was a huge tax cheat. To be honest, I mean, cause didn't he do a runner to Spain or something,
He
to the Costa del Crime? It's one of the many reasons why extradition treaties are good.
Yes.
To be honest, I just sent a couple of heavies out there, and it's like, you can either pay up or you can shut up for good.
Yeah, they'll export a bunch of toughs and see what they can do.
Yeah, basically a bunch of people who are very good at ungentlemanly combat to go out there and encourage him to pay his tax bill. Not low be a model world. Big hello to Les. Somebody
Hey,
let you
Les.
out the modelling dungeon.
What's that, Gandalf?
Yes.
Oh
of
yes.
course. A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Baggins, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Jenny, if you're looking for the fig rolls, they've all gone.
Gandalf's eaten all the fig roll. Oh, don't want any of them. Go on, Gandalf, knock yourself out. Smack. John Pinney, I'll save you the trouble. A battered Snickers would not be any good. Madenstein Railway says Rapido has made 2 Caledonian locomotives, the Jones Goods and the Caledonian Single. No, the Jones Goods was the Highland Railway, not the Caledonian Railway. Yeah, Anthony says they used to do a battered Mars bar at a chippy where I grew up. I was going to move the 74 off the screen, but what I will say, actually, before we go on the 74, I will come back to battered things in Scotland. I've got a little story there. But the Class 74, I was talking to Graham Muspratt, who has been on the design team on this, and he says that actually, you know, forget about the DJ Model 71. This has almost nothing. Yeah, the entire body is new from the ground up. This is a complete new model. The only things that they reused that were actually any good because of issues with the design, I believe, were the wheels and the actual physical lump of metal chassis block inside it. Everything else has been completely redesigned. So to all intents and purposes, this is an all new model, and I suspect it's one of the reasons that it's taken so long for the former DJ model tooling of the 74, well, the 71/74 to turn up. Now, we are hoping to be able to get Graham Muspratt on via Skype or such like on the Monday Club in a few weeks' time, and it'd be really good to be able to have a chat with him about these, and as he is the guru of all things, the guru of all things Southern.
The guru of all things, excuse you?
No, Southern. Yeah, basically, what Graham doesn't know about the Southern Railway isn't worth knowing. He very much is the guru, so you know when he is on the team that it's going to be a good model. So really looking forward to these. Now,
I hope you enjoyed that bit of buttering up there, Graham.
That's right, and here's Graham. So really looking forward to, we're going to have the prices and identities break cover on Wednesday, so 2 days time. But 74005 I think would be a nice one. I'd love to see a What If RTC livery, but I don't know whether they would do that. Anyway,
I'd love to see
I'm going to
What If
hit the
R2G2.
button. And there's also, we've had in the announcements the London and North Western Railway open wagons. I think these kind of got buried with the wow, a Class 74 and wow, a Caledonian single. But the London and North Western Railway open wagons have turned up. These are the perfect accompaniment to the ventilated vans that Rapido did. I am kind of hinting here for them to appear on the screen.
The problem is I'm trying to paint a tiny
a dude,
white metal dude in blue.
Oh right, okay, white metal. Well, so it's a bit chunky. So he'll be good ballast actually in the locomotive.
Yeah, these are from these are from Northumbrian Painting Services, and we were given them at the last show we were at.
Oh yeah, to Warnerley.
Yeah. So what am I looking for here?
you're looking for London and Northwestern. Yeah, go to the TMC website and see if we can find them. London and Northwestern Railway open wagons. I can't remember the diet. Yeah, LNWR Rapido should get you there. Not IO open. Retro Ramble says all these new locos and wagons, etc. are nice but expensive. What new models are coming out in a more affordable range, such as around £100 or less? I'll be honest with you. There they are. Yes, I think these are they. So I'm just going to quickly bring this up on screen. These look really nice. I think they've been lost in the chatter between Class 74 and actually yes, Marcus Muggins. Absolutely, Class 74 and What If Network Southeast livery would be interesting. Might have happened if the locos had remained in service for as long as originally planned. Yeah, actually, I think that would be a great livery as well. RTC, because I think certainly one of them was considered for RTC use. So yeah, RTC livery with the red and blue would have been lovely. But also the Network Southeast, yeah. I suppose it's down to demand. It's whether they think that there's enough people wanting to buy them to sell a production run. The London and Northwestern Railway Open. These are really great additions. And I think it was lost in the chatter, but we've got a number of different liveries of these from Rapido. But I do think, yeah, going back to the cost price, we should have a look at the sale and see what we can find.
You know what? I've got a challenge for Rapido.
Yeah. Oh, Richard Brighton. I do have a Network Southeast Gronk. I have Eagle somewhere. So, Cupboard Monkey, hold down the fort.
I've got a challenge for Rapido. Do you think they could go a week without announcing something?
Yeah, you would hope. So yes.
Can I just say our bank balances are starting to hurt, guys.
Yeah. Richard Brighton asked if I had a Network Southeast Gronk.
Yes,
so yes, I do. This was actually very kindly sent in by one of you lovely viewers. Very kindly sent me this. I have been on a Gronk acquiring spree. I feel like I just basically need all the Gronks in my life. And I was looking online, and there's you can find all like the past Bachmann products, and it is quite incredible how many Gronks they've done. Rail Blue ones actually. I've got 08623. Really sorry, I can't remember the precise people who sent them at the time, but certainly a very kind person sent in 08623. Really enamoured by that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've also got 08762, but they did 08764, I think it was, or 08754. They've done an 08375, and I've got 08, I think it's 243. So there's a number just in Rail Blue that I don't have. There's a few from Bachmann as well. There's so many Gronks I need in my life. I think I basically need one of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be on the lookout at Doncaster. But you don't need to spend a fortune to get great stuff. So I brought this. We talked about this before. If you're prepared to put a little bit of legwork in with repairs, I repaired this Bachmann Gronk.
You did, yeah.
I paid £40 for this. Didn't have a box, but for people like Richard Brighton, who the first thing they do when they buy a locomotive is take it out of the box and then stomp on the box and bin it, it doesn't really matter. It needed handrails, so I made new handrails out of brass wire. It's a really easy thing to do. It was missing the rear ladders, but I had some spare left over from my Class 13 build, so they were perfect for it. It's been DCC fitted. It's also got a very large AE stay alive, and it's become an incredible runner. £40. And I'd say that it's £40 plus, if you discount the decoder and stay alive, because you know people who run on DC don't need those, you're probably looking at maybe another tenner's worth of bits and pieces. and I've got a perfect Freightliner Gronk. I don't normally do post privatisation, but £40. I saw it in it was actually in Clark Railworks, and I saw it and I ummed and ahed and I put it back, and we went up to there's a lovely second-hand bookshop up in Skipton, and on the way back I thought, what am I doing? It's a £40 Gronk. I can't just leave it there, so I did buy it and refurbished it, and it was a lovely little project. But it does show that you can get some incredibly good deals. So you need to find... the problem is at the moment, we're kind of waiting on the new ones from Bachmann. Yes, I will get one. But I'd love to get quite a few, but they're probably become very expensive.
Yes, they are.
But I did get sent an email actually with the offers. I don't know if you go to the home page, if the offers are linked to from the home page. So if you do the left and right arrows on the banner advert, let's just see whether it'll come up. New.
No. I can't blame them for not putting a giant banner with here's a code to get extra money off. Oh, that is interesting.
Oh, yeah, but I'll tell you what, bring that up, because that was another announcement that Pico didn't send me the press release on. But I'm going to bring this up. So this again is on the TMC website. Pico getting into the NG7, aka 016.5 range, with these lovely little wagons. And what I do like about these, they're kind of like almost like a toast rack wagon. You can have it with or without a roof. These are sort of like kits. I think they're laser cut kits.
I love it because this is the kind of little ride on railway that you see all over the place these days. Even on roads. You'll see them drive through town centres and stuff for fairs.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh yeah, they're sort of like you could put road wheels on that. Imagine that behind a Fowler thing. You can have. Do you remember at like seaside places? They used to have the road train.
Yeah.
And those would be the perfect
those
things
are the
to pull
yeah.
back. Yeah.
I would love to see it.
Looks like a vintage roller coaster car, says OO
It does a bit, yes.
Jenny. PN Motorsport Train says, I have one Gronk, but 30 Gresley A1 A3s.
Oh my goodness.
You need more Gronks in your life. But yeah, Richard Knoll says, the new 08s are way out of my price range, are fully functioning, so that's a third of the price. That's the thing, right? The way I look at it is like, yes, people grow like, oh, they're really expensive. But what they are actually doing is they're depressing the second-hand market. So what you'll find is that a lot of people, they're like, I must have all new. And you'll find some of the older models hit the second-hand market. And like you saw with that Freightliner Gronk, is Bachmann, older tooling, still very good tooling, I have to say. I will still be picking up the older tools Bachmann Class 08, even when the new ones are out. Because I do think they're still a very, very good model. £40, that is definitely in a lot of people's wheelhouse. Yes, RG Models 86. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. So,
other cults are available.
So anyway, circling back around, we are going to be doing a live stream from the TMC stand on the Saturday. Do come and check us out. And we will also be doing a push on the Monday Club wagons. They'll be being sold principally from the TMC stand. There will be a few making their way to, I think DCC Concept may have a few to sell on their stand. Sawyer Models may have a few as well. So do check them out and do purchase them. Support the project. Just under £20 for the rec tank that we're doing in 00. And we've also got the O-gauge ones. Very limited numbers now. The O-gauge has sold reasonably well, actually. Richard Brighton says, we'll have the badges. Yes, the badges will be available in the new colour. And very, very limited stocks in green available. In person only. Will never go on the website again. I think we've got like 4, something like that. Will be available. So you can buy from us on the TMC stand. Interestingly enough, I think Sawyer Models and Buggle Skelly Station, who will both be at the Doncaster show, both have, I think, like a couple of the green badges still for sale. So if that's a must-have item and you've missed the boat from us, there are still a few left out there. Richard Gruder says, how many double-deckers available? Quite a few. Stefan Svensson says, sorry, I'm late.
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
For eating all the blooming biscuits I like.
Oh, you're more than welcome for that.
Andy Friars Junction says, I have some green badges left. That's Sawyer Models. John Pinney asks, do you have any pets, Jenny? What locos do you have running time? We used to have a cat called Fred. Unfortunately, during COVID, Fred passed away.
She had a long, good, happy life. And,
she did.
And I miss her every day.
She does. Absolutely. So, we'll change the subject because I can see we can see the monkey starting to get upset. Ham Shackleton, thank you so much for sharing the link to the 00 gauge rec tank. If you're at Doncaster, do please support the Monday Club Wagons if you can. Buy them in person from us at the TMC stand, with a few available from DCC Concepts and Sawyer Models. Hopefully we'll have both scales, so you can buy 00 and you can buy O gauge and basically save on postage, so check them out. Dave Holloway says, I managed to get a green badge from Buggle Skelly at the Alton show. Brilliant. Yes, I got a message from Buggle Skelly saying he'd sold a load and he's down to his last 2. So
he's a good lad, Buggle Skelly.
He is. Good lad. Malco Blue says, I had to stop you for a bit to make a cup of tea and a slice of coffee and walnut cake. Back now.
A slice of coffee?
A slice of coffee and walnut cake. I love coffee cake, actually. We don't have nearly enough of that.
Because I don't like it, so I don't make it. But I can make you one if you want.
Ravenheart says, Jones Goods, not to be confused with Jones Butchers. They don't like it up 'em, sir. They don't like it up 'em. They don't like the cold steel.
Who does?
Weirdos. Yes. So, it's an embarrassment of riches at the moment. We've also, can I just say, coming thick and fast, GWR B-set coaches from Rapido.
Rapido, I'm serious. A challenge for you. Just don't put something out for a week.
Rapido, have a week off. Go on.
Please. Our bank balances can't cope, man.
Yeah, so these will be coming in a review in a few weeks' time. Also, we've got the Sutton Locomotive Works, Class 25, thanks to James Petts, friend of the channel, has loaned his Sutton Locomotive Works Class 25. Interestingly enough, I was a little bit bemused by this. I'm not a fan when different companies do this. When they release the same model, some duplication inevitably happens. I do feel quite strongly that releasing identical livery and identity locomotives just seems a little bit sour grapes. But D7661, it turns out, is the same livery and running number of D7661, which was actually the review sample that Hellion sent. So when I do film that review, it does at least give me an opportunity to compare the identical locomotive.
And that's always a problem, because if you come across worse, it becomes pretty obvious.
Spoiler alert, the Sutton Locomotive Works one does look a finer model, but it is a much higher price. And given that the Hellion model's been out now for a couple of years, I'm left wondering why Sutton Locomotive Works felt the need to bring out D7661. There was over 300 Class 25s.
Yeah.
And it does feel like, come on, guys, what was wrong with D7662 or D7660?
Learn to share, everyone. Come on.
Awesome Bricks as Class 25s, I approve. I got a lot of them as well. Class 25s are another little favourite of mine, a secret favourite. I did at one point try and get every single Tops version of the Class 25 that had been brought out by Bachmann or Hellion. And I kind of had to give up. It was getting very expensive. Really want to get 25093. which Hellion did in their first batch. Can't find it for love nor money. I don't want to spend a huge amount, to be honest with you. But there's also now the new Bachmann models. I've got 25057, which I'm just looking at now so I can read the number off the side. But I'm now way behind because there's probably about half a dozen that I don't have in my collection, which Richard Swiderski says, what haven't you got, Jenny? Well, I don't have 2509 Stream. Yeah, I don't have impulse control. There's a lot of Gronks I need. Those rail blue ones, which I've gone through. I think 08402 was a Hornby one in rail blue. Hornby did a factory weathered rail blue one as well, which I had for a while, and then I was persuaded to swap it with a friend, and it's like regretted that ever since. Yeah, Ben Tullett says Class 25s are pretty much workhorses for many jobs in the roads. That's why they were nicknamed rats. Literally, the nickname rats is because they got everywhere on the network. So that's where the nickname comes from. And then the Class 26 and 27 were like derived from the Class 25. They were a progression of that. So they got the nickname Muckrats because they worked in Scotland.
Rats. Oh my god.
Yeah, never let it be said that railway enthusiasts are imaginative. Ravenheart asks, do you have Sun Chariot or Blue Peter for the matter? They're A2s.
Sun Chariot sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's just, I think they were named after racehorses.
Oh.
And racehorses, there's a peculiar thing with racehorses, and it's the same with actors. I always find this a very strange notion. But Equity doesn't like actors to have the same names, ever. So you have to have a stage name to be different from anybody else's name. And this turns out that's why people have stupid names in the credits of films and TV, because of this stupid rule. But it turns out racehorses are exactly the same. So you can't ever have the same name twice. So they get more and more outlandish names.
Oh, you want to know a fun one about this?
What, Horsey McHorseface?
Nope. There was a guy in the early 20th century who he was breeding horses, and you had to register them so that you could sell them and all of that.
Yes.
And the way they used to do it before, you could phone up and register or just do it online. You would send in a list. You would send in a list of names, and they would go down the list, and the first one that hadn't already been used, you got.
Okay.
He wrote down a massive list.
Yes.
And at the bottom just wrote a bit of a rant and said, "This is a terrible way to run a business."
And was that the first one they got
That was the first one they got to that hadn't been used. So there was a horse in the early 20th century called "This is a terrible way to run a business."
And to be honest, I can imagine in that very British way, the people at the place where they were doing the names went, "Oh, is that what you think then?" hey, Buggins, look at this Muppet, yeah. And they probably had a whale of a time laughing around.
What's more likely is they looked at it and went, "Yes, it is, but that's the rules." So here's your horse.
Right, Anthony says, Jenny, Class 37s and containers in TT120 look good. Yes, our TT120 correspondent,
TT120 looks amazing.
the monkey.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know, we can probably move this round actually. So
why would you do that? I'm painting.
So I'm going to just see if we can...
I am painting a house.
So there's the chin of the monkey.
I'm painting a house.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm using Rackard flesh from Warhammer.
John Pinney, don't worry. No. It's not your fault. We're not blaming you. It's not an issue. Don't worry.
What's wrong?
He's worried he upset you in talking about pets.
Look,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
The thing is, I love that cat so much. So anytime I think of her, it's just sad. And it's no one's fault.
I think, his grief is complex. And it's reactivating grief is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, the fact is, it never goes away. You just learn to live with it.
And it just shows how much you had a place in your heart.
She was my little baby girl.
Yeah, I always say to Zoe, the problem with pets is that, generally speaking, human beings will outlive them all. Unless you've got a tortoise, in which case it'll probably outlive you. And
Steve Irwin had the same tortoise as Charles Darwin.
Oh yeah, it was like hundreds of years old or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the GWRB set, where's it gone? Oh, I think it's gone off the top. Oh, well, somebody said, thank you for showing these. Yeah, so we're going to show these in a review. If anybody's wondering, the one I've got is the GWR Wartime Brown livery set. So, actually, they look really quite nice.
Can I just point one thing out?
Yeah.
I have painted... Citadel paints are so quick drying, it's ridiculous. But I painted these about 5 minutes ago. I can now hold them and they're perfectly fine. This
And it doesn't even feel tacky.
Nope. This is white metal, so it's quite heavy, but it holds a good shade. It holds a good shape. And I've painted them up in blue overalls. I'm going to do the face in a moment, and then by the end of today, they'll be ready to plant.
I would say, though, that the blue overalls tended to be a little bit lighter than that, I would have said.
Oh, don't worry, because I'm going to go over it with a dry brush. And it'll highlight all of the little bits and also lighten them a little bit.
Raymond Legg says, I love to entertain myself because I'm all I have.
Aww.
TARDIS in goods train, says Richard Swiderski.
Is that a smooth? No, I just painted the whole thing.
And Knockers Lane suggests Zoe thatch the roof on that model with plumber's hemp.
I was planning to do a black paint over it and then dry brush
There's a way of doing thatch, actually. It's quite an old method. I've got up there the Model Maker's Handbook, which is actually from the 1970s, which gives some really good tips on doing thatch.
Look at the texture on this. This has a nice texture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint it in black, and then I'm going to go over with several layers of dry brushing of different shades of straw, some darker, some lighter, and then it'll give an interesting texture.
Yeah. Awesome Bricks asks, did you have to repaint the house after the Coke incident? Funnily enough, no.
That was not my fault.
Yes, it was. You perpetrated
You cannot blame me for things I will not take credit for.
Roger Wolstenholme says, A2 Herringbone had a firebox blowback when I was in the cab. Missed me, but I will always remember that. I mean, yeah, that's basically I guess what that is when you open the firebox doors for whatever reason, you can get a build-up of combustion gases, which then ignite with the inrush of oxygen through the firebox door and blow back. And you can get that with things like a log burning stove if it's not burning particularly well, so you get a lot of fumes and not a lot of actual flame and full combustion.
Yeah, you don't want that.
The moment you open the door, you get a big bang and it blows back in your face. You've got to be very careful. Malco Blue says, I have the Sutton Class 24 and I must say it's one of my best locomotives. Yeah, I mean, it tested very favourably when I did a review of the Sutton Locomotive Works Class 24. It's just Phil Sutton got really arsey about it because apparently I was supposed to gush all over it.
But that's not what you do.
Yeah, I'm an honest reviewer, you see, so I don't lie about models.
Yeah, you don't play favorites.
Skipsy Train says, Eve, good evening, sorry I'm late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. But yeah, what I will say, the Sutton Locomotive Works Class 25, what I've got sat here on there is D7661 with small yellow panels in rail blue. It's sat next to exactly the same livery on the Hellion model, so it's really interesting to get a good comparison like that. And I will say the Sutton Locomotive Works is noticeably finer in terms of detail, in terms of finish. So I am really looking forward to taking a good close look at that. It does look a superb model. But in all of these things, you get what you pay for, and it's a much more expensive model. But you know, that's it. Quality costs money. We saw that with the Darstad Pullmans from Ellis Clark Railworks, and they are absolutely exquisite. But that does come with a price tag, and it's like, you know, it's ironic that, you know, people like Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini, you pay a lot of money for that level of quality, and you're not going to get Ford Mondeo style trim in a Rolls Royce. You pay a lot more money and you get a much more quality product.
Except for Tesla.
Oh yes, the swastika. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't stand the guy, the musky one.
Yes.
Anyway, Knockers Lane says, Zoe, get Jenny to static grass the roof with 6mm dead grass. The problem with that is it will stand in the wrong direction. Mark Rogerson says, have you ever met that model railway guy or Sam's Trains, Jenny and Zoe? As YouTubers are all part of an elite model railway YouTube group. Yeah, we've met them both. Actually, Joe, that model railway guy, we did an interview with him at Warnerley.
Yep.
And he's a lovely, lovely guy. And Joe, if you're watching,
he seemed
he's
incredibly nice.
Really, really nice guy. He's one of those people, a bit like Charlie at Chadwick Model Railway, that you just think, what a nice guy. So, if you know him, do pass that along. He's just such a nice guy. Sam's Trains kind of blanked me a little bit. He did have his harem of people following him about, Sam, which is also one of the things. When you get bigger and bigger on YouTube, you end up with people around you all the time. So it can be very difficult to have like frank conversations. Sometimes, in the hotel, we all meet up in the bar. Say all of us, some of us do. New Junction, get on very well with. Chat with New Junction almost every day. Yeah, Nigel Cole says, I met that model railway guy. Really nice chap. He is. Sarah Davis says, apparently Canada has cancelled Musk's contracts with them. About time. Yeah, that looks nice. You've got his face and hands coloured in. Would he have been wearing a white shirt or
probably
yeah.
So
people were awfully well dressed in the past.
So once I get the
hello Maho, Maho, hello to you, Gandalf.
Oh, sorry, I was in the biscuits. And Monday clubbers never late to the wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they need to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry, just reading some of the. I'm not going to read all the comments. There's a lot. I see which way the wind's blowing there. Richard Brighton says, "Hey Zoe, sent you a video of my dad's and my model railway in Sheffield. It's a longer video. Maybe you could play a minute or so from the 2030 time zone. We will get to those. What are we doing? Oh, blooming heck!
They'll be very soon.
I don't believe how it goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase, actually. See, the thing is, right, I know there are Americans in, and there will be people who are like, well, why are you dissing these people? Everybody's entitled to their opinions, but the thing about Elon Musk is, I think he hasn't quite realised that there is a litany of people who have been best mates with Trump, who have effectively been dumped on and left to hold the dummy, whilst Teflon Don just like sails away scot-free. And it does seem that
he's the next Mark.
I don't think Musk even realises it, that there's a very high risk that he's going to be left holding a dummy, and when it's convenient, Teflon Don will hang him out to dry.
But we don't do politics on this show.
No, we don't. So that's my opinion, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
And that's something that we really need to bring back as a society. Yeah,
the thing is, right, I know we don't do politics, but right, everybody quiet. Jenny's got a soapbox. But the thing is what I don't like these days is about this line, well, if you don't agree with me, then you're my enemy. Yes, and it's like sometimes people can hold opposing opinions. Why do they have to fight? It's like, so what? Like, you're Republican, I'm Democrat. Why does that have to be a problem? It doesn't. Like, you're a Labour supporter, I'm a Tory supporter. Why does that have to be a problem? It shouldn't be, and I certainly think it's very important that sometimes it's like, people can hold differing opinions, but you can still get on with them.
Yes, and you should be able to, because we're all adults.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a point where it's like we're not hanging out with the Hitlers this evening. They took it too far. You know what? there's like, there are limits, but like, you know, by and large, sometimes I think it's too much adversary. You see it on social media, and
social media's the worst.
yeah. Oh, Gage Journey says it's okay, Jenny, because Musk isn't an elected politician. Yeah, and
that's the best part. He's going to get kicked out so quick, and there's nothing to save him.
Yeah, he's not elected, so it's not like I can go, people voted me in, sort of thing. I honestly think that because history has shown that Teflon Don is very good at nothing sticking, but the splashback does tend to hit people around him. So
yeah,
I honestly think, if Musk has got any sense, he does need to keep an eye on what's going on.
So he won't.
Yeah, Stevie Film absolutely says, I'm sick of the hatred. Yeah.
Why can't we all just agree that, we're not going to say, oh yes, I agree with everything.
Yeah. John Penny says everyone's opinion is valid. It would be a boring world if we all agreed on everything.
Exactly.
Yes, and yes, Castle Hill Light Railway. Here endeth the lesson. So, moving swiftly on, back at the ranch.
For those that were asking what brand the cottage is, it's Daypole.
Oh yeah, it's one of the Daypole kits. They've been selling those plastic kits for a very, very long time, but actually some of them are really, really good. You built the windmill was an interesting one. I quite like that.
Yes.
Didn't find anywhere to put it, although
you did nick my N-gauge one though.
The little end one, and it was great for forced perspective.
It was great for my layout.
Knockers Lane says that car next to the pillbox, is it a Jowett? I think it's a Vanguard, Beetleback Vanguard, I think. Stevie Film says, when you are having a conversation with someone who believes Haitians are eating pets, you're wasting your breath and energy. Yeah, I saw a post on social media today from a good friend of the channel, Simon A.C. Martin, who's sort of sick and tired of explaining with evidence. As a multi-published author, he's a leading authority on Edward Thompson, and he's sick and tired of dispelling myths and BS, particularly on a certain internet forum. He says, like, you know what, I'm just not bothering anymore. So you can tell people with evidence as much as you like, but some people, it's like the mind is closed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think we've all come across those sort of people where it doesn't matter what you say, what evidence you have, what reasonable conversation you have, their mind is just closed to you. Alan Reynolds of Buckland Junction says, peace, love and unity for you and me. Absolutely. It's like, yeah, man, let's listen to the colours. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. It's been brought to my attention that quite a few of you have not been tickling that like button. And if you aren't subscribed, then do please hit the subscribe button. And if you can share us to social media. It's a great way of spreading the love of what we do here on the Monday Club, which is, of course, your online model railway group. Right, Mark Rogerson says, Duncan, let us know if you... Oh, sorry, you're talking to somebody else. Andy Fryer's Junction says, yeah, you can't teach stupid. Sometimes, absolutely. Sometimes you just have to walk away.
You can't teach stupid. It's just something you're born with.
Yeah, and Tillingbourne and Utree says, Canadian here. So it's just gone off the top. Zoe, if you would mind help.
1 second. Right, there you go. Where's the... No, there it is.
Right, Tillingbourne and Utree says, Canadian here. Many of our provinces have pulled all US wine, beer and liquor from store shelves. Yeah, and I think one of the things that...
See, this is what happens with nationalism. Anyone can play it.
Yeah.
It's a game where no one wins.
Yeah, it's a game with no winners. I do think that it's
silly.
I think we... there's a recession on its way, but I also think that allies need to stick together. The last thing that the world needs is this kind of fragmentation and jolly nationalism at the expense of Johnny Foreigner sort of thing. And I actually think that in some respects, perhaps we should treat this as an opportunity whereby Canada and her allies should get together and go, actually, now's a great time for us to come up with a decent free trade deal and actually look to support each other with trade.
The thing about nationalism is that anyone can play it. Everyone loses, and the only people who don't are the people that weren't playing. But
Anyway,
you have to play because they're fighting against
Anyway,
you.
I'm very mindful of the fact we're probably straying into politics again. It's, we live in interesting times, it has to be
There you
said.
go. There's a...
So, any videos submitted this week says SHGP Media? Yes.
Oh yeah, we'll be on them in a moment.
Interestingly enough, actually, Tillingborn in YouTube says their beer is rubbish anyway. Yeah, we have a similar expression in the UK. But funnily enough, actually, in America, the best-selling beer is a Mexican beer. So I can imagine... Oh, that's turned out really quite well.
Yeah.
I can imagine there's a lot of people going, what, you're saying that my favourite beer is now much, much more expensive? Little Britain says, here in Ontario, a number of people's pro-Trump signs have mysteriously disappeared from their yards lately. I suspect, actually, the people who were pro-Trump might be thinking, hold on,
I didn't vote for this.
Doesn't appear to be my friend anymore.
Yeah. A lot of people are going, I did not vote for this.
But I do think that, allies need to stick together. And
We
I
are
think,
straying.
Yeah. Sorry, Stevie film. So we are coming up. We've got about 9 minutes left before we start showing some of your guys' videos and pictures and stuff. So just a quick reminder: we will be at the Doncaster show. We'll be on the TFC stand doing a live stream. We're doing a live stream actually on the TMC YouTube channel. So you'll find us there. We will do some posts on Facebook, so you know where to go. But it's it's the same live stream you'll know and love, just on a different channel.
It's the same live stream you all know and tolerate.
Yes, that you witness. Questions will be asked afterwards. You may make a statement. Also, we'll be sending a new batch of Monday Club badges. So they're LMS Crimson Lake.
Yes.
Maroon, for want of a better expression. No, not red. Funnily enough, not red.
Orange.
I would describe red as being a distinctly different colour. But they are available. We've kept the price exactly the same. We're very, very big on this. We know that money is tight for everybody. So the Monday Club badges, still £5, and they still get you all the same discounts that you know and love. And we are going to work, actually, on getting more retailers on board. Might do a little bit of networking at the Doncaster show. But definitely please support the scheme. They make great head codes for headboards even for O-gauge locomotives and bigger. A lot of people have asked us about doing one suitable for headboards on double O. The problem is that they get so small, it's very difficult. Arronville, the Crimson Model Club badges, they will be there at the show. That's when they go on sale, and they will be available on the website hopefully from the Monday. We've bought another big batch. There are literally hundreds of these. I'm blown away at the support that you guys have done for the schemes. But also we've got the Monday Club wagons. Now, I've made arrangements with TMC, the Model Centre, and there will be a decent supply of Monday Club wagons on the stall. And there'll be a few available from DCC Concepts and also from Sawyer Models as well in the hall. But you'll be able to come and get both the double O gauge and the O gauge Monday Club wagons from TMC. It might be a great opportunity as well to arrange to have some custom weathering if you so choose. So thank you, Ham Shackleton, sharing the link there for the OO gauge rectangle.
Thank you.
Now the O gauge one, critical stop warning, down to 8 of the O gauge wagons, and they are selling really well actually. I don't know how many of the double O ones. It just tells me 10 plus, so at least 11. But I have asked TMC for 20 wagons, if there are 20 still remaining, for the show. So we're going to have those available. Save on postage if you're there. And it's a great opportunity as well to have me scribble on the box if you really want. This pen works now. Next.
Oh, thank you so much,
Oh,
Simon.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Simon Snow, very kindly gifted 5 memberships. So Nigel Cole's got a membership, Southern Train Girl. Richard Brighton's got a membership, Steve Kendall, and Melchester Model Railway. Thank you so much
man.
for your generosity and spreading the love. Ravenheart says you need to do some blue-grey badges, crimson and cream, and a rainbow one for Pride. I think
I've considered a Pride one, but the last time that we did anything rainbow, we got so much hassle.
Oh yes, but the
Remember that guy said, "Don't you dare put that on the railway." So the first thing we did on Monday Club was put it on the railway.
It's like you might as well say, "Please put that on the railway." But no, the problem is thank you so much, Richard Brighton, very kindly gifted 10 memberships. So Maura Curran has been gifted a membership. Gavin Blackburn, Andrew Bettis. Wardle Restorations, great to see you there. Dean Parsons, Rob was gifted a membership. Andrew L was gifted a membership. Dr. Deborah Catherine Stevenson Jones has gifted a membership. Evan Terry, Demoy D86 as well. Thank you so much for your generosity, and that means Ollie at Wardle Restorations is in the chat. And actually, I've just filmed a review of the Acura Scale 88DS in O gauge, and of course the sound profile on that was recorded from Ollie's very own Ruston. And I do actually, when you watch that video, it's coming up on Friday.
You know, his one-to-one scale railway is amazing.
Yeah. Actually, does anybody know, is Model U at the Doncaster show? Because I actually really want to get an O gauge Ollie to go as the driver in the Ruston. I actually say in the review that I'm sorry, but this is the only way to go. Well, actually, Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, I don't know if I think he has been scanned as a driver. But depending on livery, you need either an Ollie or a Laurie, or maybe both, one for each side. Retro Ramble says, what do you think of Francis Bourgeois? He's kind of a young influencer.
I have to say, I don't know who he is.
I am aware of him. I don't think it's a great look, that sort of fisheye lens looking back at his own face.
Oh, fisheye never does anyone any favours.
You've got to remember, he's old enough to be my son. Well, young enough to be my son, and that kind of skews things, because, and you'll find this yourself, if you're not already old and crusty like me, then you will eventually grow up and find yourself looking and go, oh, Jenny was right. Young people do seem like children to me. Laurie has been scanned, says DJK666. Anthony says, is the scanner at Doncaster? Andy Fryers Junction says, no, Model U aren't there, but some of us will be selling their products. So I am going to be looking. So I think Ollie's probably busy doing something.
Might have to get a Peachy in TT, yes.
Yeah, and Valdez 56XX says, anyone who gets called an influencer is instantly ignored by me. Yeah, it's one of the things, actually, and what you find is a lot of YouTubers as well hate that term. I think it's when you're of a certain age.
The only people who like being called influencers are vain, because they love the title. Think,
yeah,
I'm an influencer.
And it's like I'm always mystified why anybody listens to my advice. Shani Paxton says, what is your favourite Class 08 Gronk? I'm going to say 08623 in Rail Blue. Don't know why. I think it's because when first released the 08 Shunter, they did 3 different livery options. And at the time, I was new back into proper railway modelling. And I thought, no, I am modelling 1950s BR. I must have the... And I remember looking at 08623, which was the Rail Blue release, and thinking, I love that livery. And then feeling compelled to buy 13365 in plain BR green because it fitted with this notional straight jacket I'd given myself. And I always regretted that. So I was so grateful when one of you guys very kindly sent 08623 in Rail Blue to the channel. I was blown away. Right on Track says, it's top secret, but Class 60 crew's coming tomorrow from Ollie. So it's just between you, me, and the rest of the English-speaking world. OO Gauge Journeys. It's when YouTubers call themselves an influencer. That's an instant no from me. In fairness, I haven't changed the camera for a while. There we are. Let's change the camera view. In fairness, I'm not aware of any YouTuber ever calling themselves an influencer. I don't.
In our circles, they don't.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you a single one that I've ever heard call themselves that. And yeah, I think it's a term that's probably more applied from the outside. They're an influencer. They're an influencer.
Yes.
And actually, certainly speaking for a few of the people I know quite well on YouTube, we hate the term as much as anybody else does.
Yeah.
Flymo Chairman one says, "Are you kidding? The bargains you've shown us and hints and tips too." Oh, thank you so much. Rubster's Trains and Travel says, "Honestly, I don't class myself as an influencer. I'm just me." I know, yeah. I'm still Jenny from the block. Oh, for goodness sake. And then Jenny...
You heard one song one time and you've stuck with it forever.
Hip. Yeah, look at me. I'm with it. I'm down with the kids. Anyway, Luke Craig says, "I will try and say hello at Doncaster on Saturday. I would appreciate some advice on a special project I have in mind." Certainly, yeah, we'll be on the TMC stand. We're going to be doing live streaming for much of the day. We're going to try and line up a few interesting...
Jenny from the block needs blocking.
Yeah, apparently I've lost sync. Richard Brighton. Now, I'm going to have a huge pack of double-deckers, which I'm studiously just going to eat in front of you. Go, "Oh, you wanted one of these? Oh, should have been nicer to me." Castle Hill Light Rose, there's loads of that influencer going around at the hospital at the moment. Yeah. "Oh, I've got that influencer. I'm in hospital for it." Railway Day says, "Highly recommend Model U products. They made a nice finishing touch to my Acura scale diesel locomotives." And of course, don't forget that there is not one but two different Jenny Kirk Model U figures. You can get it in any scale you like. Actually, I should probably get... I think there's one of me looking wistful. I'm going to have a good browse and see what O-gauge Model U figures I can find. I do fancy an Ollie. I know he is in because he got a free membership. But he's probably busy doing something. But I need to get myself an Ollie at Wardle Road for inside the 88 DS. Oh, good evening, James Pets. Nice you finally joined us.
A Monday clubber is never late, total wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
There you go. You got that.
Richard Knoll says, "I've actually been working on the layout as I've been listening to this stream." Yeah, a lot of people do, actually. I always feel quite honoured. Yeah, DJ K666 says, "Did you hear that, Ollie?" It's like, "Ollie? Ollie? Are you there, Ollie?" Oh.
Can you hear me, mother?
Anthony says, 1-1. Away the lads.
Away the lads, man.
Does that mean Newcastle's playing, or is that Sunderland?
Tsunami.
Who's away the lads?
Away the lads is Newcastle.
Is that so? That's the Toon Army.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Anyway, are you showing?
Tsunami.
Ooh. Paul Grant says, "I have an 08 419 BR Blue Weathered Hornby."
Sunderland v Borough.
I'm so...
Oh my goodness.
So jealous. Oh,
Sunderland v Borough. So it's basically the northeast all having a fight.
Yeah.
And Newcastle sitting on the side going...
The Toon, Valleys 56X says, "Yeah, going down the Toon." I can't do Geordie very well.
Nope.
Beth G, yeah, Sunderland versus Middlesbrough. Right, anyway, are you going to show some of these nice people's stuff? So, first up is Richard Brighton. It says, "Hello, everyone. Here's a snippet from a video we made for the EM Gauge Society show in lockdown. Zoe, could you perhaps play the video from timestamp 2030? The layout is mill houses on the Midland Main Line in Sheffield in 1959. 1959.
So we're going from 2030.
Am I coming across like out of sync and jerky?
This is why I wasn't playing straight away, you see, because I wanted to make sure that we caught up. Okay, if you jump this on.
Right, if you...
Press the button, please.
Right. Hit the lever.
Kick the buttock.
Ground signal. Oh, these are nice.
So this is
Ooh.
EM, is it?
EM. So EM is actually 18 millimeters, is what EM stands for. I found that out the other day, and it's trying to be much more true to scale because 00 gauge is narrow gauge basically. So this looks nice. I do like those ground signals. Really, really nice. But look at the track work. Look how much more realistic it actually looks. So,
Bit laggy. I don't know why it's laggy. We haven't changed
Super
anything
D.
except the camera.
So that's a super. I love a Super D. They're a really lovely locomotive. Yeah, I can see the video looks just a little bit jerky. But we'll share the link.
I already have.
And what's nice about this is that all the wagons are loaded. And this is something that you don't often see. There's lots of trains of unloaded wagons. And there with the timber, it's something that was actually very, very common. I've seen lots and lots of pictures of that, where the timber's sort of hanging over one end of the wagon. They're really big bulks of timber, those.
So could I just point out that the video itself is jerky on our end as well.
Yeah, this is a YouTube issue.
And we might notice that, actually they can't see it much. There is a couple of guys live in the corner. This may well have been a live stream, and that lag may have been on this video from the start.
Yeah, so you may find that the video itself was laggy to start with. I do love the Bankman Super D. It's a great locomotive.
It really
I don't know
is.
whether that could be a kit built one. I know that
that's a nice painting.
I know that Richard Brighton's father, I believe it builds a lot of locomotive kits and does them very, very well.
Wow, a teenage.
So I assume John Brighton is your father. Some lovely photos, and obviously having the if you're going to model a real life location, having the photos is really, really helpful because a lot of these locations are so different these days.
5735 Northern Princess says, I do love a Super D, but that's a different matter.
I think you're mistaking
Oh,
a Super
matron.
D with a double D.
Oh, matron.
Juggernaut.
Okay, Jen.
So there we go. I've got a sneaky suspicion that this may, if it was live streaming, they may have had some of the issues.
Yeah.
So it may not be our connection.
It's really nice. Thank you so much for showing this. It is a very long video. I recommend going and having a look at the full thing.
Yeah.
We're running at 20 odd minutes in, and it's 39 minutes in total. So
Is that a black 5? Oh, that is a
green, not black.
That's a rebuilt Royal Scot. I learned that recently. Look at me getting all. Actually,
you just ignored my joke.
Pete, yeah, I do tend to do that. I must admit, actually, that somebody asked me, like, is there any locomotives you don't have? And I realised the other day, rebuilt Royal Scot. Hornby do a lovely model. You just seen one on screen, and I don't actually have one. I don't even think I've got a Royal Scot. Yeah, there you are, Royal Scot, and a rebuilt Royal Scot. I don't have those models.
Yet.
Doncaster is shortly.
Yeah.
Skipsy Train says, nice one, Mr. B. DJK666 says, I got loads of polystyrene to make coal loads from. Yeah, I've seen that done. You kind of cut out the polystyrene that just interference fits down into the wagon, and you actually put the coal load on top of that. So most of the load is polystyrene, so you don't end up with a wagon that's absolutely full of real coal.
Also, it's useful because it won't be so heavy.
Valley's 56XX says, Jenny, have you got a Time Dock 9F? I've got 3 9Fs, but none of them have the air pumps for the concert iron ore wagons. Rubster's Trains and Travel says, I see the TARDIS near the signal box. Did anyone else find it this evening? I think a lot of people...
It's been there since last week, so thankfully someone's seen
I know
it.
the one in the coal train has been spotted a lot. I don't know about that. Apparently, Jenny is still jerky.
There's nothing I can do
I'm
about
not
it.
as jerky as I
but
was.
I can confirm that we've got a little Windows update down in the bottom corner.
Yes.
I thought they'd stop that.
Yeah, you'd thought maybe they went, oh, we need to screw people over.
We need to deal with
It's Monday Club Night. Let's get an update out there.
So next up we have from Peter Jackson and Cheadle Heath. Hello again, Jenny, Zoe and the Toaster Twins.
Oh, they're
They're having a party tonight.
yeah, they're having a party down in the modelling dungeon.
Yeah. Another little video for your delectation and consideration for showing on the Monday Club.
Oh, happily.
Although this one shows a few miniature steam traction engines which are giving rides around the car park at Bury on the East Lancs Railway.
Ooh.
Oh, we always like a bit of a steam engine, don't we?
We like it steamy.
So if you're pressing the buttons,
Hit the lever.
Here we
Ooh,
go.
I like a miniature.
That is nice. That is really shiny.
It's a lovely green. It's like a leaf green or a pea green. Almost a London and South Western Railway green. Really nice colour. Or actually, the holly green that the Highland Railway Jones Goods is in. That is really nice. Nice steam lorry.
It does
in the
look
background.
real, doesn't it, Anthony? That steam is very effective.
Okay. Ravenheart says it's an LNER A1 green. Yeah, it's kind of a Doncaster green. But yeah, these are lovely bits of kit.
Your dad used to build these, didn't he?
Yeah, he built quite a few over the years. I used to drive them. Yeah, I know exactly how to operate these. I'm pretty good at this sort of thing. You got to watch out with the rubber tyres.
Oh, that kid in the corner was shocked by him setting off all the steam.
Yeah, because you got to remember that steam was probably the whistle, so it was like, and
Yeah, and the kid's like, whoa.
Ben Tillett says, I've seen removable coal loads where the coal is built up on a piece of card and hidden. A flat magnet is placed below it to allow it to be magnetically removed. Yeah, that is a really good way to do it.
He's got a number plate on it.
Well, my dad's did as well.
Nice.
My dad's first one, I remember it had a Y registration.
Is that a steam?
It's a steam lorry.
Steam lorry, nice.
Yeah. So that's
see many
a
of them
Sentinel.
around.
Is that an SG4 or something? Like
Out of all the things that you see steam stuff done with, it's not usually a lorry.
Oh, there used to be loads of them. Steam lorries were very, very common. What tended to do them in was when internal combustion engine lorries turned up. They were just so much cheaper to run and more economical that the steam lorries kind of very quickly died out.
Yeah.
The other thing that killed off steam lorries was road tax. And the reason this, a lot of steam lorries were built with the solid rubber tyres. And they were taxed more heavily from 1920s, because they did more damage to the road than pneumatic tyres. So that was another incentive. A lot of the older steam lorries with the solid tyres, unless you could convert them to pneumatic tyres, it attracted a much higher rate of road tax. So it's actually amazing in some ways how some of the old Foden steam lorries actually survive.
So we've got some messages now from Mark Wilkes, who says, I've done a little bit more on the layout and added some grass to the embankment. So sending some pictures over as it dries. The material is Jervis grass mat, basically static grass on a pre-applied sheet.
Okay,
so let's have a look. This will be N-gauge.
Yeah, Zantec is an N-gauge modeler.
Yep,
that's coming
S-gauge.
together. That's coming together really nicely.
It is.
As soon as you start getting a bit of grass down, it really does transform your model.
It does. It's incredible how quickly it can change.
Leslie Gilpin Railway says the original East Lancs Road had lay-bys fitted with water points for refilling steam lorries. Gosh. They can't have lasted very long because the East Lancs Road was that 20s or 1930s that it was built. So I'm guessing that the watering points probably fell out of use fairly quickly.
You fell out of something, didn't you?
But that's turned out really well. And somebody did ask about the number plates on the back of the miniature steam engines. Yes, they're fully road legal. Your top speed's not very fast. Let's put it that way. I think at most some of them can manage about 8 or 10 miles an hour. So you can't go on the motorway. You can't go on stuff like dual carriageways and clearways and such like. But yes, you can take them on the road. And one of the things that my father and I used to do was we would do a yearly road run in the village of Silverstone, not at Silverstone racetrack, although if they were racing at the racetrack, you could actually hear it from miles away. But in the village of Silverstone, we would go running around on these things and do, I think it was about an 8 or 10 mile road run. It was a yearly thing. And it was a great event. Bodlewithin Castle in North Wales, I remember doing a road run there as well. In fact, one guy blew his fusible plug, which steam engines in the firebox have what they call a fusible plug. It's basically a bolt that has a hole drilled all the way through, and that hole filled with, I think it's silver solder. That's screwed in to the boiler. And the idea is, if you expose the crown of the firebox, the silver solder melts. When it melts, the steam and water and stuff blasting through puts the fire out, and it's a safety feature. But there was a really steep hill, and what most people elected to do was unhook the trailer, put it on the front of the steam road locomotive, and back down the hill to keep the firebox covered. And one guy decided, like, freedom! And he just went for it, and he just went, and at the bottom just disappeared in a cloud of steam because his fusible plug blew.
That's a shame.
Right.
There's always one, isn't there?
Ham Shackleton says the road was officially opened by King George V on 18th of July 1934. So those watering points can't have lasted very long at all.
So next up we have a message from RG Models 86 who says, here's a short video of the Stirling single by Rapido trains making its way along on one of the layouts at my local model railway club. Let's have a shufty at this. If you press the button, please.
Hit the lever.
Beep beep. That is a nice looking layout there.
Yeah.
Lots of colour and character.
You haven't painted the inside.
I haven't painted all of it yet, I know. It's still working.
That is a lovely layout. Look how neat the ballast is.
Yeah.
And how smooth those curves are. I always get quite jealous. My track, when you look down, it just looks so wibbly wobbly.
Do you think they're using a track layout? You know, those curves.
Oh, a track setter, I think they're called.
Track setter, that's it.
A great use of super quick buildings. A lot of super quick buildings.
They look great.
Yeah, there's the signal box. I see the Regal Cinema as well. There's not many super quick buildings left on this layout. I think the only, in fact, well, there's the Military Academy. Actually, there are a few. The Military Academy and Post Office, the low relief buildings over there. They're the only super quicks left.
You used to have a cinema.
Yeah, that was one at Trinity Road. Oh, I do like those L&E antiques.
Oh my goodness, the texture on that wall is very well done.
Again, super quick building papers, which I do have a lot on here. There's over on the Jablite Mountain cam, you can see. Now, I did actually speak to Simon Kohler quite a while ago. I sent him some photos because when we were at the Severn Valley Railway, they had Great Northern Railway liveried teaks. And I suggested it might be an easy re-livery for the those Gresley teaks. Because it seems one or two of them were actually built by the Great Northern Railway and lettered accordingly. But we're still in the same teak finish. Oh, that's a lovely low shot. But it never got acted upon. Because who's going to listen to me? It's not like I don't influence anybody. So thank you so much for that.
That's not true. You said, shall we have pizza for dinner one time? And I said, yes. You influenced that.
No, that was just basically you were looking for an excuse for pizza.
Yes.
Morgan's trains, absolutely. It's always nice when people enhance and improve super quick kits.
Yeah.
And actually, Warbler Productions, I haven't seen him today in the chat. I hope he's all right. But he bought Grove Street Yard, and that actually uses a lot of super quick buildings they were completely kit bashed. I always used to joke with people, I never knowingly built a kit as per the instructions. And what I love about Super Quick and Metcalf as well is how you can bash them about and actually produce some really nice, unique buildings. So, who have we got up next? I'm just looking. We've still got 10 minutes left. PN Motorsport Trains says, don't need an excuse to eat pizza. Oh, yeah. And Anthony, did anyone see Laurie's video with the carriages in the pen? Yeah, it's quite an effective technique. Simon A.C. Martin actually, I think it did that on Great Model Railway Challenge, from what I remember.
Nice.
Using, I think he used wood stain to produce that kind of scumbling effect of the teak grain. Ravenheart asks, Laura asks if you can remember linker systems. Not one I'm familiar with. It's probably one of those things that if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, that. But not something that I have an immediate memory of, to be honest.
So next up we have a message from Richard Swiderski, who says, hope you're both fine. A surprise visit to Cheshire on the 28th of January. The Brighton Bell train on a test run in Cheshire from Crewe.
Sandwich between Class 20. So it's not powered itself. Now, the Brighton Bell was originally Class 403. Hornby have actually done a really nice model of it. I think this a really expensive one. We did get shown it at Rails of Sheffield.
We got shown a lot. And that's
that was a Golden Age, I think it was. Golden Age models. Really, absolutely wonderful.
Beep, beep.
But the original Brighton Bell ran until very late 60s, possibly early 1970s. Class 403.
Anthony, you're right. It looks real. It looks amazing.
Ravenheart says Linker was rubber moulds to make building block shapes for walls and corners, etc. to build your own buildings from scratch.
Right.
No, I don't remember them, to be honest with you. Not something I'm familiar with. Right, just a quick reminder, don't forget that we will be live streaming on the Saturday at the Doncaster show. We'll be on the TMC stand, in fact actually sandwiched.
We'll be on the CMT's channel as well.
We'll be tightly sandwiched between TMC and TT120's TT120. There's the Brighton Bell.
Beep, beep.
So do look out for that. And it's being done on TMC's YouTube channel. We will post links to that. But also don't forget, support the badges. We've got the new ones going on sale for in-person buyers at the show. But then afterwards, I think probably on the Monday, if not by the Tuesday, they will go on general sale. The new Monday Club badge is exactly the same design as the last one, but it is LMS Crimson Lake is the new colour. And a huge thank you to everybody who supported the blue badges and the green badges. They are all sold out, although a few, like as in ones and twos, still remain. Sawyer models and Buggle Skelly Station, I think I've got a couple each. The green ones, we may have 3 or 4 on a first come first serve basis at the show only. We will also have the 00 gauge Rectank Monday Club Wagon. It's going to be for sale at the show. Do come and pick one up if you haven't already got one, or buy yourself another one. It's a great opportunity to also commission TMC, the Model Centre, to do a custom weathering for you on it. Even just a budget weathering really will bring the wagon alive. We will have some of the O-gauge wagons as well at the show, so do come on and you can have a look at them in person. And we will be there. 3B Rail says, many thanks Jenny and Zoe for another great stream. Have a great week.
You're welcome.
Absolutely,
thank you for coming along.
too.
I need you to make a decision.
What?
This one's from
Christopher Hobbs, aka TT1 track, Beachy TT120, says your hidey hole on Saturday finished flyover at 1903. Please trust me and play sound. No locos running. It's just me explaining the layout. Quality is good, and there's no swearing.
No bloody swearing.
Do we trust him?
Do we trust Peachy?
I think we do. I think if people will tell us if he's Mr. Captain Sweary. So just make sure that we don't get Billy's replacement speakers.
What? I've got to do what, Jim? YouTube. Oh,
Turn him up a bit, would you?
only joking. It's been fun. But I'm a bit knackered. Let's get rid of that. I'm too tired to tidy up. Episode 10. It's finished! Well, almost. There's a couple of little tiny little bits I want to tweak on, which I'm waiting on delivery for. A couple of little figures from Modeloo and a couple of little bits from Western Wagon Works via
Jump to 1903.
Malk's Models. Sorry, Malk. Brain fade for a sec. Crack on.
Oh.
See you soon.
Oh,
So,
nice.
here it is.
So we're going to be alongside.
Camelot. Finally,
Oh, well,
almost finished. I say almost finished because we've got a down here. A little lamp hut needs some shelves and some lamps, and a dude with a lamp in his hand. And I'm waiting on some nice bits and bats from Modeloo, and I ordered some bits and bats of Western Wagon Works stuff through Malk's Models. It's going to be on this sort of like yard side, which is a bit blank at the moment. So this will have a lot of Detroitus in front of it. Here's the there's Willie, and then which one's this one? Can't remember. Duchess of Abercorn. There she is, the beauty. All nicely weathered up by TMC, including all the carriages. Nothing too heavy. Just a little bit of grime on the roof and on the axles. I'll have a quick. It's a little quick look at the whole thing. And then we'll zoom in on a couple of little cameos. Obviously, we've got a couple of guys down here who are working in the pump station. The guy's got a bucket there. It's obviously got a bit of a spillage. The engineer from BR is just he's not that bothered. He's taking his time. It's in the good old days when you got paid or whatever. A couple of chaps working on the Gotham style water crane. It's blue because everything here is blue. You can see all the blue doors.
Like that roundhouse.
That's just my little bit of fun. So it's not prototypical of anything. There's Willington Dean's little dockyard shunter. I do rather like the weather room we got from TMC on the BR now numbered vent wagons. Got a little. This is one of MS Models. It's their loading. It's their way station. But the actual way station itself is printed from scale scenes. Oxford die cast little lorry there with some Costa coffee sticks wrapped up. A couple of guys just sitting there waiting for the guy to get back in and get on the weighing machine.
What you were saying, because we can't actually
These
hear
Oxford
it, but we
die
can't
casts,
show
I've given them a coat of matte lacquer and then glossed the windows.
I know. I'm trying to hint to you
just
to
to
press the
knock them
button.
back a bit.
Oh, right,
'cause they
okay,
looked a
yeah,
little
well,
bit different
oh my
when you
goodness.
look at the copper mine
Sorry,
miniatures
right, meanwhile,
vehicles.
back to it. So thank you so much, Peachy TT120. That will be on display at Doncaster. In fact, it'll be right next to where we are. So you find us, then you find that layout next to the TMC, the Model Centre stand. Well worth going and having a look at the full video. I really love that design of the roundhouse. The thing that really struck me was that it was great use of space by using the turntable in the curve of the track and then back feeding into a roundhouse.
Yeah.
That was amazing use of space to actually get a lot of locomotives in a small area, really quite realistically. It's making me want a roundhouse.
I'm thinking of at some point, once I've finished my N-gauge little box file out, I want a nice, small, but well, not small, compact but fun TT120 layout. Because I like TT120, it's nice.
Shaky Hand Shed Model Railway says evening all. A new junction has turned up. New junction. New junction. New junction.
Not a cult.
Yeah, not a cult. Not a cult.
But before we do our final messages,
hold on. Gandalf, come on.
I'm
looking-
I'm sorry. I was
Where's-
talking to Les in the modelling dungeon.
Where's my pink finger?
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Put that finger away.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't know where it's been.
Ooh. Oh, I'm fingering you.
Okay, so
Don't forget to use your finger on the like button and also consider sharing this video to social media. Let people know about the best and original UK-based live
You're gonna
stream.
break that the
It's
way you go on.
they always break in the end. I mean, look at the blue one. I mean, it's like somebody needs to give it the finger. But
if you could put out a message for our sponsor, and then we'll come back for our final
So
goodbyes.
we'll be right back after these messages. The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. So there we are. Anyway, today we have on the Monday Club, your online model railway group. We have had a lovely chat actually about all the new announcements last week. An incredible number of new announcements. And for me, actually, some really standout models. The EFE range Class 74. I know a few people saying, oh, it's just the old DJ models that at 71 warmed over. Bunkum. I've spoken to the designer and he says the only parts that were able to be reused because the tooling just wasn't up to the job were the wheels and just the chassis block. None of the extra gubbins in the chassis block, just the physical lump of metal that's inside there. Everything else is tooled up from scratch. We're going to be having Graham Muspratt, the guru of all things Southern. What he doesn't know about the Southern Railway and its constituents just isn't worth knowing. Hopefully in a few weeks' time. Really looking forward to that because the Class 74 is one that I've been wanting somebody to bring out for a very long time. Don't forget as well, on Wednesday, Bachmann will be releasing the identities of the Class 74 that they will be bringing out, plus the RRP. So really looking forward to that. It is in the EFE rail range, so I'm hoping that it will be at a really budget-conscious price.
So they're not going to decide their prices this year by rolling 3d6.
But really looking forward to that. But also, of course, we had the Cali single from Rapido. That promises to be a spectacular model. Following on from the groundwork that was laid by the Sterling single that they did, I think very much the single wheelers are definitely something that's in Rapido's wheelhouse. And I look forward to seeing what they might do next. I think that this really does rate quite highly for the Midland Spinner. Personally, I really want to see the Midland Spinner, the 115 class. And I think Rapido would do an amazing job with that. There's also Aerolite in the National Railway Museum. Is a very, very rare single tank locomotive. It's a 424, I think, is it? And definitely a really interesting survivor. I think it's an X1 or an X3. I can never remember which designation it is. I do like the Polit X4, but none of those actually survived, so it's by the by. But Aerolite does survive. And also the Dean single, another model of similar vintage, originally brought out by Triang in the 1970s to the Caledonian single. So I think that's definitely one that might be on their radar. And of course, not forgetting the London and North Western Railway open wagons that they are announced at the same time. They kind of got a little bit buried by the excitement. Also, new liveries of the Evolution coaches have been announced. Highland Railway one's definitely going to prove very, very popular. So, yeah, Aerolite does need a model, Joshua W56. And I would say Aerolite will probably come from Rapido, but don't don't discount Bachmann. Bachmann have done some amazing models in conjunction with the National Railway Museum. So I think it's only a matter of time before we see all of the National Collection appear in model form. The Class 41, the prototype HST, that model looks superb. And I think there are some really quite obvious preserved locomotives that need to be done in model form. Yes, Aerolite is an interesting one that should be done, but I think as well that there's a lot of others, such as the Q7 would be an interesting one. Not to mention some of the classes 84 would be really interesting as well. Hello to you, London Transport Duck. You'll have to watch on the rewind. Unfortunately, we're just about to finish. Shaky Hands Shed Model Railway, it's great to see you as well. We're just winding down. London Transport Duck says, what did I miss? Unfortunately, you'll have to watch on catch up as we're just finishing off. But the Game Hammer Classic Gaming Monday Night Live will continue your live streaming experience. And what will you be playing this week, Cupboard Monkey?
We're completing, well, at least I hope we're completing, James Bond 007 Agent Under Fire.
You're playing that on the GameCube
on the
or
PlayStation
PS2?
2.
PS2. So there you are. And of course, if there's any other game that you really, really want to see played on Game Hammer Classic Gaming All Request Monday, well, the clue is in the name. It's All Request on Monday. So get yourself over there. You'll be prompted at the end of the stream to just move straight on over. Just click a button and there you will be. But from me, we're just really rounding down now. It's been an absolute honour having you here with us. And a huge thank you to all those amazingly generous people who donated memberships and also gave money on the Super Chat. Thank you so much. And I hope you've actually enjoyed the brand new, even more high definition camera. So no longer am I jaundiced yellow or a David Dickinson orange. I've managed to escape it. Also, can I just say that items in blue no longer appear purple. So there you are. Look, it's blue. It's not purple, it's blue. So there we go. Please hit
Did
that.
you do that on purpose?
What?
Show the orange one.
That's not an... Oh, shut up.
You had to look.
I was trying to work out what the hell you were talking about. But don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and consider subscribing if you've not already done so. Remember, the new batch of the Crimson Lake Monday Club badges will be on sale at the Doncaster show. We'll be there live streaming on the TMC YouTube channel on the Saturday from their stand. So we'll have views from the top of the TMC tower and such like. It's going to be great. If you are coming to the show, do come and say hello. And of course, TMC, the Model Centre, will have a range of bargains on their stand. Everybody loves a bargain. They've got some reduced price Bachmann Class 37s, Class 20s, along with second hand as well. Come and have a rummage. Everybody loves a quick rummage.
Hey!
And we'll also have the Monday Club wagons in 00 and O gauge available. You can have a look at them in person and buy them from the stand. We have made sure that there's going to be plenty of stock there. But until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. And Values 56XX. Yes, the answer is Daypol because they produced this current batch of Monday Club wagons. The next batch of Monday Club wagons will be, we're going to try and do it for possibly for Christmas. We'll try and do a Kickstarter perhaps for N and TT120. And as we always say, we can't risk buying a batch of wagons and then find there's only 4 people who buy them. So for other scales like N, TT120, 009, we're going to do it as a Kickstarter. So money where your mouth is, support this Kickstarter. If it happens, then you get charged. If it doesn't happen, then there's no money down. It's a really good way of just making sure that it happens. And yes, we do order the wagons. We don't do a DJ models and go, yoo-hoo, off to the Azores we go. It's not like that. We immediately will commission the wagons. So we will look into that throughout the year. And we're going to have started having a jolly good think about what wagon we're going to do for the next Monday Club wagon. But it won't happen until the rec tanks are sold out. A lot of people have asked for vans, so we're probably going to take a look at what vans are available, but watch this space. Until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. It's been an absolute honour to have your company. As always, with me, I've got the Cupboard Monkey. That's a tumble of clowns. Cupboard Monkey?
Sorry, I was talking to the clowns.
Okay. Yeah, you speak fluent clown. Back when she's not getting her floppy clown shoes stuck underneath things. Anyway, until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. The train now departing is the 2110 service to Game Hammer Classic Gaming, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Minas Tatus, Tatus Newith, Eindhoven, Pittsburgh, somehow. That unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name, turned out it didn't have a name.
It did have a name.
All change at 3 cocks for Lord Hereford's knob.
Way!
And then on to Game Hammer Classic Gaming. That's the 2110 service to Game Hammer Classic Gaming. Bing pong. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. Right, he's off ski to set up for my show. You have a good time. Oh yes. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, my knees have gone. I'm getting old, Jan.
Well, go after them then.
I'm getting old. It's not fair. I didn't sign up for that. Or if I did, I hadn't read the terms and conditions.
Well, whose fault's that? Yours? Should I pass the bickies and stuff down to you instead of you filling my little...
Give me a minute, will you?
Don't you toot me. You grab all those?
Yes. What are you doing to yourself?
I'm just demolishing a box of biscuits. I've got... Oh, it's the sloppy seconds that Gandalf didn't like. Thank you, Gandalf.
Question, Jen. Which of those pint glasses is mine?
Yours is the one at the front, mine is the one at the back.
Thank you. I'll let you take down your own later on.
Oh, okay. So there we go. The Monkey of Madness has inevitably gone to the game room of time. So we'll just wait for the Game Hammer Classic Gaming stream to fire on up. And then you'll be given a prompt to head on over. In the meantime, tickle that like button and do check out those Monday Club wagons. We really would like to get them all sold, and then we can concentrate on the next commission. So we're probably going to be looking at a ventilated van of some description. It's something we haven't done yet. It'll be 00, and we'll probably look at doing a Kickstarter for N-Gage TT120. Probably offer 009, but it's all down to the numbers with a lot of these. If not enough people commit to it, then we just simply can't do it, unfortunately. Let's look on the bright side. Monday Club for everyone, so come on and join the fun. Dum-de-dum, bum-ba-bum. We are going to look to upgrade some of the other cameras as well over time. Really quite pleased with the new one that we've got, and we're going to slowly start replacing some of the other cameras and improve the view that we get up here. Certainly be higher definition, so Warbler Productions, wherever you are, we have missed you tonight, but I'm sure that their huge, great big Blade Runner-esque screen, that enhanced 34 to 48, TARDIS discovered, TARDIS discovered. We'll be able to see even more detail of Weir Yard. I think these cameras, nice though it's been, we've certainly pioneered the live streaming process. Be nice to see a little bit more of the detail. Might even run the Hoover over. Oh, and a huge thank you to Mark Wilson, who's very kindly sent £10 on the paypal.me. A note from Mark Wilson says, just for always being great entertainment. So thank you so much for your generosity, Mark. And I know Mark Wilson, the waxer of the DeLorean, is probably as excited as me about the Class 74. So really, really looking forward to that. Are you live now? Okay. So we just had word from the Gaming Dungeon that Game Hammer Classic Gaming Monday Night All Request Live is on the verge of going live. So just got time for me to thank you all for your generosity with your time, and also for all those who very, very generously donated on the Super Chat and the PayPal.me. Thank you so much. it does go a long way towards upgrading the cameras. Not touting for money. I really, really despise YouTube channels that go fishing for money, but thank you so much for your generosity. And hopefully over the coming weeks we'll try and get a couple more of these cameras. This has actually worked out really well, I have to say. Quite impressed with this camera. And oh no, I wasn't fishing for money, but thank you so much, Andrew Bettis. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. But yes, over the next few weeks I'm going to be looking at getting some more of it. I do like these cameras, and they've got like a screw-in camera mount as well. And you'll be able to see it at the TMC stand when we do the live stream, because we will be using this new camera. Oh, Richard Brighton, stop the heck! Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you guys! It looks like we're gonna have a new camera as well in the next couple of weeks. But I think it will show off the details so much better. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, big hello, J94. It's great to see you as well. Right at the end, you have to watch the rewind, but thank you so much. We're going to hand you over to Gamehammer Classic. At least I would do if the cupboard monkey hadn't closed the tab. Oh, I hate it when she does that. She knows I'm a techno weenie, and what she's done is she has right. Hold on. She's closed the tab that allows me to stop the stream. Zoe, dearest, you closed the tab that lets me stop the stream. Yeah, I would like it. Can you? Will it port everybody across? Okay, hold on. So anyway, I just got time for me to say, you guys take great care of yourself. Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye for now.